SM01 Wi-Fi, SM01 GSM, SM01 LoRa, SM01 Mesh, SM01 Ethernet, Mesh Gateway, LoRa Gateway, Groove Expansion Board. Stay with me to understand the scope of IoT development using Axino. Axino is an IoT platform which unifies multiple communication technologies to connect sensors to the cloud. One of the key strengths of Axino is its ability to mix and match GSM, Wi-Fi, Ethernet, LoRa, and Mesh devices in a single IoT application, and without writing a separate code for each option. Axino offers secure cloud connectivity and provides everything you need to develop an IoT product and scale it afterwards. A typical IoT installation consists of sensors, communication hardware, cloud, and a customer application. Axino offers both hardware and software. Axino hardware comprises of communication modules, gateways, and expansion boards. Axino software consists of cloud portal and device framework. To understand each element in great detail, let's look at Axino web page. There are 5 SM01 communication modules which can be connected to Axino Cloud. Wi-Fi, GSM, and Ethernet devices have direct internet connection, while Mesh and LoRa devices need a gateway to access the cloud. AES 128 is implemented all the way from device to cloud for security. SM01 communication devices have similar form factor. They all contain an identical 16-bit PIC microcontroller. There is 2 MB SPI flash. Each module has 2 buttons. One is for hard reset, while other is a programmable user switch. On the left side of buttons, you can see 5-pin header holes. This is ICSP header, which is meant for microcontroller programming and debugging. You can connect a PIC kit programmer to it. I like to mention here that SM01 can be programmed through USB cable. All the documentation, including datasheets of SM01 module, is available online at docs.axino.co. Here you will find a brief intro to each module, its main features, a block diagram, pinouts, technical specification, and schematic diagram. You can verify these pinout by looking at the header of SM01. For example, 16 refers to GPIO 16 in the Axino library, which is also RC0 in microchip datasheet, and it can be seen by flipping the module. In case of Mesh and LoRa modules, you can see a coin cell battery holder, which can be used to power the module due to their low power requirement. In the case of GSM, you can see a requirement of 4 volt beside 3.3 volt, and also the power supply should be clean, which can be a linear power supply. We have covered the communication modules. Let's now talk about gateway boards. There are 2 of them called SGX01 Mesh and SGX01 LoRa. Gateways are needed since both Mesh and LoRa do not have direct internet connectivity. If we have a local cluster of Mesh devices, we need to get the data from Mesh devices and then send it to Axino Cloud through internet. This is done through gateway, which has 2 interfaces. In Mesh gateway, one interface is Mesh radio to talk to the Mesh devices, while the other interface contains SM01 expansion header. This means any of the SM01 GSM, SM01 Wi-Fi, or SM01 Ethernet can be connected to access Axino Cloud. Similar is true for LoRa gateway, which has LoRa radio on one side and SM01 expansion header on the other side. Note that the radio module on Mesh gateway is more powerful with better gain antenna than the SM01 Mesh device. In the case of LoRa gateway, a high gain external antenna need to be attached. Let's now talk about SX01 GB expansion board. Each SX01 GB has 8 groove sockets. to connect commonly available off-the-shelf sensors with Groove interface. There are hundreds of sensors with Groove interface available in the market. You can connect them to SM01 communication module without soldering a single wire. SX01GB expansion board has a power management circuitry to connect and charge a battery with solar panel units. When SM01 module is plugged on SX01GB board, the pins come out in the Groove connector. For example, look at pin 1 and 2, which is GPIO 1 and GPIO 2, came out as 1 and 2 on junction 1. SX01GB has a USB connector on board which can power SM01 modules during development and also gives the ability to program directly from Microchip MPLAB IDE. A configurator utility for Windows is also available to program communication parameters and display console messages from SM01. All the documentation about gateways and expansion board is given on docs.axino.co. Axino software consists of Cloud Portal and Device Framework. Axino Cloud Platform offers a transactional database to hold data coming from SM01 devices. You need to register to log on to Axino portal. You can create projects in Axino portal and then generate token to exchange data with third parties. You can activate devices, see their online status and their data consumption. It offers REST API and webhooks to forward data to customer application. Documentation about Cloud API is given online in the reference section. Axino Device Framework provides the library that is used to program SM01 devices in Microchip MPLAB IDE. MPLAB is a free software that you can download from Microchip website. Similar to Hello World application, an example application with pre-configured device framework is provided. The example application is meant to test the functionality of SM01 devices straight out of the box. It can be cloned and recommended as a good starting point to start your IoT project. You can download the example application from GitHub link by clicking the download button on main Axino page. You can also get configurator utility and install it on your computer and program device parameters. You can browse through device framework library documentation to have a feel of various functions that are available. Once you have SM01 module and expansion board, you can go to Quick Start Guide given on Axino Docs. It gives step-by-step instruction to get started. In the tutorial section, you will find instructions to use various tools. One of the easiest one to use is Axino Visualizer, which lets you receive data from SM01 devices and plot it in the web browser in addition to send control commands using buttons. Lastly, I like to mention that there is a lot to explore. Hopefully this video has given you an insight into the process of IoT product development using Axino. If you have any questions or comments, please do not hesitate to contact Axino support team.